it is very instructive to let all Ghanaians know that the one person who filed the petition, which is Don Dramani Mahama, has refused, failed, or neglected to sign onto a witness statement. As we address you this afternoon, the petitioner himself has no witness statement before the court. This is a petitioner who seeks to have the elections annulled and is praying for a rerun. This same person is refusing to come and give evidence in court. The judgment is with the Ghanaian public, not mine. When Johnson Asiedu Nketia went all about town, he said one thing, which is poignant. When he was posed the question by a lawyer for first respondent, his response was that we are in court to challenge the conduct and constitutional duty of first respondent. We are not in court to challenge the elections. I mean, that is Johnson Asiedu Nketia's own statement, not mine. We are in court to challenge the conduct and constitutional duty of first respondent, not the elections. So this is where we are. In court, the test for every witness in court is the witness's credibility. So you realize that when we went on and on and on, the final leg of the submission was that we want to attack the credibility of the witness. And it was at that point that the court was minded to grant the application for a play of that video. Now, the relevance, to you it might not be relevant, but the relevance is that these are persons who, after or during the course of the elections, had proclaimed to Ghanaians. In fact, the presidential candidate himself, John Dramani Mahama, the General Secretary, Johnson Asiedu Nketia, the Deputy General Secretary, Otokuno, the Director of Elections, Evisafi Ankra, and their communication officer, had proclaimed to the whole of Ghana and the world that their presidential candidate had won the presidential elections, and they had secured, some were saying 140 seats in parliament, others were saying 141, others were mentioning that they were not even sure. And when they proclaimed that they had won the presidential elections, they gave you percentages. Don't pretend as if you didn't hear. They gave percentages. And some of them were calling the presidential candidate president-elect. I think I recall, Sami Jemfi, a communication officer, referred to Mahama as the president-elect. Some of them even urged him to form a parallel government. Now when they are being invited to the police, there's another story. They advised him to run a parallel government because they had won the elections. Now these are the same South people who now, when come to court, cannot even tell how many votes they garnered and are asking for a rerun. Does that sit well with you? And you think it sits well with Ghanaians? No. But you see, I must point out also that the exhibit that Asiedu Nketia was confronted with was their own exhibit. The exhibit E. It was their own exhibit. In his testimony, they failed to sign on to regions where it was abundantly clear that the petitioner had won elections there. Their agents in the strong room decided to take a long jump when they realized that the results proved unfavorable. When somebody says that the petitioner stood on the ticket of the National Democratic Congress to contest the elections, and I, the General Secretary, the Chief Executive Officer of the party, I am swearing to a witness statement to give evidence in support of the petition filed by the petitioner. A witness only corroborates the case of the party. You don't become a witness in court because you have sprung up from somewhere, maybe from Mountain Kilimanjaro. You become a witness because there is a necessary party in the case. John Dramani Mahama has not donated a power of attorney to anyone to speak on his behalf. It is Johnson Asiedu Nketia and Dr. Kwesa White who are coming to speak as witnesses. And they all state that they are speaking in support of the petition. So you cannot come to court and lend aid to a petition, and when you are asked questions in court, you say, I am not a petitioner. So what are you? Are they aware of someone?